Introduce one of Christian music's most respected singer-songwriters, Nicole Nordeman, our special guest this evening. Ever since her recorded album debut 20 years ago, she has been winning audiences with her deeply introspective lyrics, her moving, piano-driven melodies, and crisp, beautiful singing that connects her listeners to the deep questions and convictions with which she describes her faith. Originally from Colorado Springs, Nicole was first launched into the national sphere after winning a Gospel Music Association contest in LA. Her first studio album was a breakthrough and was followed by 3 more in the next 10 years. Nicole won the GMA Dove Award in 2001 and 2003 for Female Vocalist of the Year, and was nominated for the same award in 2006 and 2007. She also won Song of the Year and Songwriter of the Year, among others, in 2003. Her third album, Brave, debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Christian and Gospel Album chart. Nicole's latest album, Every Mile Mattered, is a heartfelt and unapologetic look at the ups and downs of life's journey. Travel in the company of God. Her video for the song Slow Down became a viral hit online and has been viewed more than 8 million, I just looked that up today, it's close to 11 million times. The song inspired Nicole to write the book Slow Down, which is here, which features her writing on motherhood and contributions from several best-selling Christian authors. Over her career, Nicole has been blessed with 4 #1 songs and 7 top 5 radio singles. She has sold over 1 million albums and continues to headline concerts, conferences, and lecture tours across America. One such tour was where my and Catherine's path first crossed with this extraordinary artist. I'd like to read from Catherine's blog and let her tell you about it as only she can do. October 30th, 2017. Last Friday, I got to check an item off my bucket list. I went to see Jen Hatmaker on her Moxie Matters tour. Most of you probably have no idea who I am talking about, but she and I fell out of the same mold. Introverts, sarcastic, walking by faith, and sometimes a bit over the top. I had to make a last-minute decision on whether I felt up for the long day, but my gut knew I needed to hear her message. It gave me a lot to think about. Who's in a struggle right now? It could be long-term illness, broken relationships, shattered spirits, profound loss, rooted jealousy, unrelenting depression, financial hardship, afflicted children, unfathomable loneliness, uncharted waters, ever-present fear, deep regret, or wrecked goals. Maybe you're a young mom losing her mind over the kids. Maybe a widow feeling intense sorrow or part of a broken marriage. Death might be knocking at your door. Your job may be a source of disappointment, or perhaps you made a huge mistake. It's an infinite list. As much as I try to find joy and live each day, it would be an immense lie if I didn't say that I struggle. I struggle not only physically, but also emotionally and spiritually. Each day I have to give myself a pep talk to get up and do this thing called life. Because guess what? There are things to do and people to love. I'm leaning in, and I hope you will join me. Lean in. Attack that struggle for as long as needed. Use your tools, your friends, family, community. prayer. You will weather the storm and likely have grown substantially as a person. If you're on the outside, trying to support someone you love in a struggle, stay the course, loyal one. You are a gift to her or him. One day your tribe will do the same for you. Nicole Nordeman ended the program by having those in the room that were amidst an immense struggle stand. Then she had that person's support system stand with her. No, I did not stand. But man, did I feel the deep love from the three ladies seated to my left. Nicole sang the song Sound of Surviving. Super powerful. Stand. Fight. Share your struggle. Stomp your feet. I'm still here. I'm not done fighting. This is the sound of survival.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Boy, I just don't even know where to start. I am so emotional and so moved already by these folks that are here. I obviously did not know Catherine in her life, but I feel like just being in this space of people who loved her so well and so beautifully, I do feel like I know her. I feel like all of us have tattoos in her name written on it. And I'm just really honored to be here. I'm really honored to be sitting up here. I'm going to share some songs and some stories from my own life, but I'm especially privileged to get to remember on a beautiful night like tonight and the impact that Catherine has had on your lives and in the community. So, Brian, thank you, and Adam, and everyone who's worked so hard to get this off the ground. I'm just tremendously grateful. I have to confess to you that, I sing in a lot of different venues. I sing in arenas and churches, big and small, and theaters. And when I first got Lindy's email, we were kind of figuring out the logistics of tonight. I was sort of scanning through the details, and she said, it's in a barn. And I've never played in a barn before, and in my mind, I was thinking like a barn. And then I was scanning, and I see her signature at the bottom of the email, and below it is kind of her title or description or whatever. She has livestock photographer written under that. What kind of 4-H situation was this going to be? It's just beautiful. I'm delighted to be here. I was driving. My day started at 3 this morning. I live in Tulsa, so I was getting up and getting packed and getting the kids off to school and then driving to the airport and then one flight and then a connection in Houston and then a rental car, and finally I'm driving here. And it was like the second I hit those cornfields, man, like just this deep peace just fell on me. Like I hadn't taken a deep breath in a year. I know you're used to this. I am not used to the serenity of this place. And it just made me wish for tonight that we could all just take a breath. Everybody's got crazy busy lives, and we're all just trying to keep the hamster wheel in motion. So tonight, let this be your invitation just to breathe and to just check out of all those obligations and to-do lists and the stuff that makes us crazy, and just make room in your heart and your mind, clear some space for the Spirit of God to say something fresh to each of us. talking to maybe a handful of you about the courage that Catherine gave you. Lindy forwarded me a bunch of her blogs, and so I had a chance to kind of acquaint myself with the beautiful inner workings of her mind and her writing. This feels like appropriate song for her tonight. The gate is wide, the road is paved in moderation. The crowd is kind and quick to pull you in. Welcome to the middle ground. It's safe and sound. Until now, it's where I've been. 'Cause it's been fear that ties me down to everything. But it's been love, your love that cuts the streams. So long, status quo. I think I just let go. 'Cause you made me wanna be brave. The way it always was is no longer good enough. You made me wanna be brave. Brave. I am small. I speak when I'm spoken to. I am willing to risk it all. Say your name, just your name, and I'm ready to jump, even ready to fall. Why did I ever take a vow of compromise? Why did I ever try to keep this all inside? So long, status quo. I think I just let go. 'Cause you made me wanna be brave. The way it always was is no longer good enough. You made me wanna be brave. 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 Never know the fire that didn't begin with a flame. And every storm will start with just a drop of rain. But if you believe in me, that changes everything. So long. I have been writing songs and recording, touring, all that stuff for 20 years. I can't believe it. My first project, cassette, came out 20 years ago. And I have decided, after all that time, all that writing, that writing songs is a lot like keeping a journal. It's a lot like writing a diary, because you can go back and listen to a song that you wrote 10 years ago and immediately just be right back in that same place, emotionally and spiritually, for better or worse, when you wrote it. And so I have a lot of diary entries that represent different mile markers in my life. And I feel like in this moment, the new music that God has given me to share, the new songs that I'm writing, are very much about reflecting on what's behind me. I think as people, and certainly as Christians, but just even as just humans, we are hardwired to always think about what is next. What's bigger, better, down the road, what's the next chapter going to be like, what's God doing after this? And that's exciting, but it is a discipline to sit still and look behind you. Look in the rearview mirror at where you've been. All those miles that you've traveled. And the reason it's difficult because those aren't always miles that are easy to reflect on. Not for me anyway. There were plenty of roads back there that I have regrets about. I wish I'd chosen differently. I wish I'd walked them differently. But I am a firm believer that it all matters. All that matters. We can't possibly know who we are today or where we're going if we don't know where we've been. So none of it's wasted. None of it's wasted. When we're tempted to regret some of those miles, I'm just constantly reminded that God is using even that stuff, even what's behind us, to tell our stories.
California
miles and miles behind me. I'm not proud of all of them for sure. And I am grateful to say that I grew up in the church. I grew up very active in the church, actually. My mom was always the choir director and minister of music, and my dad was an elder, and I just felt like we were constantly at church. I grew up at a Christian school, a little private Christian school, K-12. I was one of those kids that you would accurately say kind of grew up in a bubble. I didn't really, for the first 18 years of my life, I think it's safe to say I didn't really know anybody outside of that bubble that didn't share my same beliefs and faith. So it was a wonderful, safe foundation. But it did not, in retrospect, really prepare me for life outside of that. I remember vividly when I was in high school, my Bible teacher, our senior year, we were just about ready to graduate, and I think all the teachers were rightly terrified for us about what lay beyond the bubble. And he handed out some papers in the middle of Bible class, and it was, and he was so well-intentioned, this is not me making fun, but it was a script. It was a script of what to say when you encounter someone who does not know Jesus and does not share your faith. There's this script that you're going to go through to have that conversation, how to share your faith. And it was like, the person's going to ask some kind of leading question, and then you're going to reply with this, and then they'll probably follow up with this, and then you can insert a Bible verse here, or C.S. Lewis quote, and then you say this, and then da-da-da-da-da. Literally, the script. And then at the end of that, you pray together, and you have yourself a brand new faith Christian. Which happened exactly 0 times. Because it did not take a long time for me to realize that people are not scripts. People are people with history, context, and brokenness, and nuance, and wounds. And I did not know how to engage people when I talked about faith. So I met this guy in college. We were just friends. He was really smart. He was one of those guys that just knew a lot about a lot. And so we would have these fascinating conversations together about life and culture and science and art and just anything you can imagine. He was just really well-read and a smart dude. And every time the topic of religion came up, or faith came up, we just hit a wall. We hit a wall every time. Why? Because I got out my script. And I started to go through the steps. Now, Pat was his name, and Pat, in addition to being really smart, was also a devout atheist and had no problem articulating why. He could easily explain that. And so he was definitely not fitting the script, which did not stop me from trying. And I would get so frustrated that I wasn't doing my job in defending Jesus well enough that I got kind of ugly. I would get argumentative and combative, and I start trying to sort of hurl scripture verses at him, and I don't know, try to slap him into the kingdom, which is not even in the Bible, it turns out. So after several rounds of this obnoxiousness on my part, Pat just stopped wanting to hang out. He stopped calling. He didn't want to get together for long, interesting chats anymore because it was what I was in the same way, with me being ugly about my faith. So it took me a lot of years and several more Pats in my life, and a lot of humility and some pain to recognize that it is not about argument. It is not about politics. It is not about science. It is not about arguing anyone into the arms of Jesus. It is about love. It is about loving people where they are. It sounds like Catherine modeled that beautifully every day. Loving people where they are with the love that we've been loved with. So I wrote this song for him many years later as an apology. I'm sorry I forgot to make it about love, the love of Jesus. And then just a couple years ago I found out that Prince, the artist Prince, believe it or not, actually loved this song, fell in love with this song, and Mormons danced up to it every night and recorded it. It was on the internet for like 20 minutes. But after I recovered from the fact that Prince sang my song, I was thinking how humbling it was that someone was giving him enough space to ask questions about who Jesus was too. We were beating over the head of the Bible. We were just saying, what if Jesus is not love? What if you were right? They say the cross will only make a fool of you. And what if it's true? What if he takes his place in history with all the prophets and the kings who taught us love and came in peace? But then the story ends. What then? What if you're wrong? What And so whenever I'm out there visiting, in fact, I get to go tomorrow, I have a concert in that area, I always make a point just to take 10 minutes and find an ocean and put my toes in it. Because I do, in Oklahoma, I feel a little bit landlocked. I love the water so much. And so a couple years ago, I was visiting her. I had my kids with me. My son Charlie is in high school. He just started in 9th grade. I can't believe it. And my daughter Pepper is in the 4th grade. But this was years ago when we were tiny. And we were at the beach doing just that, just finding an excuse to put our feet in the ocean. And I was sitting with my mom having lunch at this little cafe where we could still see the kids playing by the water and keep an eye on them. And I was watching Pepper just do these endless cartwheels up and down the shore. She was in that, I think she was 6 or 7, I don't know, in that stage of life where cartwheeling was like her mode of transportation. It didn't matter if you were in Target, she was cartwheeling everywhere. So I'm watching her do all these cartwheels, and I turned to my mom and I just said, I'm sorry, I know all moms say this. I know this is the most cliche thing ever, but where did the time go? I mean, we were just at this beach, it seems like, and she was 2 years old with a diaper full of sand, and now she's this big girl with these long legs and doing all these cartwheels, and what happened? And I don't even think my mom responded. She just smiled and kind of shrugged and shook her head because she knows what it's like when those babies grow up. They're way too fast. So a few minutes later, I wandered down to see what Pepper was doing, and she met a little friend who had a shovel and a pail. And they were doing what kids do in sand. They were building an amazing sandcastle. So I respectfully asked if I could contribute, and they agreed to let me work on a boat. So I worked on the boat to go around their castle. And nobody was really talking. They weren't chatty, they were serious about the task at hand, just focused. So we're all quietly working on our sandcastle, and then this little boy's dad kind of comes wandering down to check on his son. And he was an older guy, just kind of eccentric looking, kind of that crazy spiky Rod Stewart hair, you know. He sits down to work on his part of the castle, which is quickly turning into his kingdom. And I remember sitting there thinking, I love today. The sun is shining, the waves are crashing, we met these two little friends, and we're all four building a castle together, and today is perfect. And then this man opens his mouth to say something to his son, and I realize, oh my gosh, that's actual Rod Stewart. What? I panicked, started sweating profusely and just manically digging holes. Not castle related, just holes. That story has no spiritual content. It's not going anywhere deep. I just really love it. So this song is for you, moms and dads, aunts and uncles, grandmas and grandpas. If you've ever just wanted to freeze time, and maybe build a time machine in your garage and go back, just for one day, go back to when you were still rocking those babies. This song is for you. Here's to you, you were pink or blue, everything I wanted. Here's to you, never see me through, midnight till the morning. You had to roll before you walked, before you ran, before I knew it. You were trying to free your fingers from my The first time I played that song for my daughter, she was really little, and I was trying to explain to her in her language what the song's about. I said, you know, Pepper, how mommy's always saying, you're getting so big, and I can't control my lap anymore, and stop growing so fast. I said, there's a song like that for you and for Charlie, and would you like to hear it? She nodded, yes, and at the time, her attention span was about like 18 seconds, and so I strapped her in a car seat, and she could move. And I put the CD in the player and took a little drive. And I remember looking in the rearview mirror around the first chorus just to see what her reaction was. And she had these huge crocodile tears pouring down her little cheeks. And I was like, oh my gosh, she gets it. But she completely pierced my heart on this. And so I let the song finish, and she was crying pretty good by then. And so at the very end of it, I turned around and kind of squeezed her little chubby knee, and I said, baby, are you okay? And she said, I still wish I was a baby, and that's just not very nice. Totally the moment I was going for it. One of the things that I loved about reading Catherine's blogs this past week was just how real she was, right? Is that who she was in person? Like, just, she is who I am. That's what I'm saying. I am a badass. And I love the vulnerability and the tenderness. And it reminded me of so many times in my life where I wasn't that. I'm learning how to own my own voice. She seems to have really mastered that. But there were so many years where I was just doing the pretend thing, doing the pretend daughter thing, the pretend friend thing, the pretend wife thing, the pretend Christian artist thing, which is not to say there weren't sincere things behind that, but I was very concerned about what other people thought about me. Always just a card-carrying people pleaser. And so when I went through my own storm, almost a decade ago, went through a very painful divorce, and you just never think it's going to be you. And I was so broken by that experience. And even more than that, was so fearful of how I would be perceived. And there wasn't any kind of scandal or story, it was just broken. I didn't know what people would say. My marriage failed. Who would have thought? And here I have this platform, these followers, and these fans, and these expectations, and I'm a role model, and all these things. And I couldn't be my fake self anymore. I needed to be my good self in the middle of that pain. And eventually I was so tired of putting up the facade. How we do that? Like, everything looks great from the curb. Good morning, church. Like, that's what we do. Women especially. And everything was falling apart behind the scenes, and I was just tired of holding it up. So I knew, one day I was just like, you know what? I'm going to let this whole facade come down, and if the only person sitting in the level with me at the end of it is Jesus, it's okay. It's okay. I've got to find my real voice. This is where the walls give way. This is demolition day. those miles are hard ones to reflect on. I was so broken and so depressed, and now a single mom with 2 young children, and I remember just feeling the physical weight of that depression and just not even feeling getting out of bed some days. I've never experienced that before. And one of the only things that made me just feel alive and feel human, I think, was to be outside. I love nature. I love the outdoors. And I just wanted to feel the sun on my face. And so my kids and I took a lot of hikes and a lot of walks during that season. And one afternoon in particular, we were still pretty new to Oklahoma. And so I was not yet aware of how quickly the weather can change, like on a dime. And we started out to go to this big open air park area, which I guess the parks are all open air. It's a park. We went to this park and the sky was blue, the sun was shining, it was gorgeous. And then about 30 minutes into our walk, Pepper's in her stroller, Charlie's running around. I look at the sky and I'm like, that doesn't look good. It was getting dark so quickly, and the clouds were just rolling in, and everything looked really ominous. You know that feeling in the air right before a big storm. It's just like still. And so I knew there was a big storm coming, and I had nothing. We were not even close to home. We had nowhere to even kind of just huddle under. And I didn't bring umbrellas or jackets or anything. I had goldfish crackers. And so I started talking to my kids in that panicky mom voice that you have when you don't let them know that you're terrified. So I was like, and I started trying to walk really quickly back in the direction of home, and it didn't matter. It just didn't really come close to me. The skies just opened up. And it was not the kind of rain that is like a wind reader. Like, oh, silly. It was the most violent storm to date that I've ever experienced, and I was terrified. The lightning and thunder were insane, and it felt like they were right next to me. The wind was so violent, and my kids they just looked at me with these huge eyes, and I remember Pepper using her little tiny fingers as windshield wipers, trying to see. And Charlie, he was about 7, panicked, and he just started sprinting away from me. He didn't know where home was, so I think in his mind he was just trying to outrun the storm, so he just runs. And so now I can hardly see him because it's raining so hard, and I'm screaming at him, wait for Mommy! Wait for me! And I'm running after him. And the rain is unrelenting. Like, it was so scary. And I remember something inside me just sort of snapped. I had been, up until that point with my kids, just the brave face. The thing from the curb. I'm fine. Our family's falling apart, but everything's going to be okay. Like, that was my general thing, posture. And in that moment, in that park, the metaphor was too much. What was happening in the weather was happening in my life. It was the biggest storm I ever faced. I was unprepared for it. I felt like I couldn't even protect my children in this moment, and I just lost it. I started sobbing, guttural, weeping sobs. And I'm still trying to run after my son, who's getting further and further in the distance. So now I'm weeping and screaming and running, and it was the worst. And all of a sudden, for no reason in particular, I see him stop. Just stops dead in his tracks. And he turns around to look at me with the biggest smile you've ever seen on a child's face. And I'm getting closer and closer, and I'm still running toward him. He's now stopped. And I get closer, and he's just grinning. And the storm is just still punishing him. And he looks at me with a smile, and he looks up at the sky, and he puts 2 little tiny fists in the air, and he starts screaming, "We surrender! And laughing and screaming, and it was so uncharacteristic. He's a very cautious, measured, reserved kid, still is. It was so out of the blue, and I knew in that moment that was God's love showing up for me on the face of my child. I knew for it, without a doubt. God's way of saying, we're going to get home, okay? You're not in this storm by yourself. This will not be the last storm you sprint through together or the last time you're deeply afraid. Just two fists up and a little more surrender from me, Nicole. A little less safety, a little less guarded, a little more resurrender. This is my Red Sea and my Jericho. This is my Philistine and my fire storms. Talk is cheap, so is boring. So here I go. I don't wanna live. Really? So here, I get storms. If there's a huge tornado, just somebody get a large cane and it's getting clear around here. Are we related, right? It's what? Okay, well, we're... Alright, y'all. This is my Red Sea and my Jericho. This is my Philistine and my fire storms. Talk is cheap, so share a song with you that I haven't done in, I don't know, decades. But it was requested for me to sing this tonight, and as I was practicing it, reminding myself of the lyrics, oh, cheat sheets up here, sorry, but I was just remembering that God, in so many ways, answers our prayers differently than we think He's going to. That we pray and pray and pray, ask and ask and ask, with a singular thing, a singular point of vision in mind. This is what we are asking for. And God changes the landscape around us and in us through our prayers. And sometimes we just have to take our eyes off of the ask for a second and look at the different ways that God's blessings are popping up all around us in ways we didn't ask for. He works so mysteriously in that way.
Send some rain, will you send some rain? 'Cause the earth is dry and needs to drink again. And the sun is high and we are sinking in the shade. Will you send a cloud, thunder long and loud? Let the sky grow black and send some mercy down. Surely you can see that we are thirsty and afraid. Give thanks to you.
This song about freedom. It sounds to me like from everyone I have spoken with here this evening, from the input friends that I've made who shared about Catherine's life, the readings that were done tonight. It sounds to me like as much as she is deeply, deeply missed, that there is great celebration and joy in the room for her newfound freedom. Just two more songs tonight. I have a dear friend who lives in Los Angeles, and she is a fitness instructor. So we meet her. She teaches a spin cycle class. I don't understand. It seems like so much work. And it's like, if I'm going to work that hard on a bike, the landscape needs to change. But you're just in a room spinning. And she's an amazing person. She is not just a fitness instructor, she's a pro athlete. She ran for Nike for years, and she's the real deal. And she teaches her spin class in Beverly Hills, in a very fancy, expensive part of Los Angeles. And her clientele in her class is pretty crazy. She trains Madonna, she trains David Beckham. These are regular members of her spin cycle class. But she also really loves Jesus, and she has no problem yelling out scripture in the middle of her class and just preaching truth over these folks. And she told me a couple years ago that after every spin class, this group of unlikely folks, celebrity types, all together walk across the street and get a smoothie at the smoothie store. And she said nobody really cares about the smoothies. They're fine, but they're not amazing. But they all go because this kid who works there has stolen their hearts. He's in his early 20s, his name is DeMonte, and he is one of those kids that's just full of so much life, so encouraging, has a hug for everybody and an encouraging word for everybody. And so they go pretending to want a smoothie, but they really just want to spend time around this very magnetic, wonderful human being named DeMonte. DeMonte lived in a very different part in LA, in a one-bedroom apartment with his mom, and was coming home from community college one afternoon. He rode the city bus, and the bus dropped him off at his stop, and he was walking home in the middle of the day, and was the victim of a completely random gang initiation drive-by shooting. 26 bullets in this kid's body. And miraculously, there's no other word for it, did not die. He survived. And of course was airlifted to the nearest trauma center, and a year's worth of surgery upon coma upon more surgery. And this little celebrity class of spin cyclers just were devastated, and they decided to just adopt him. They just came around him and his mom and started paying his hospital bills and making sure his tuition was up to date and taking care of mom's bills at the apartment, and just started loving him in the best way that they knew how. So Angela tells me the story of the day that she's in her spin cycle class, and the lights are dark and it's dim and there's loud music and all these people are cycling, still going nowhere. And she said the back doors of the studio sort of opened, and all this light came flooding in, which sort of temporarily blinded everybody for a second. They couldn't really see. And she said, once our eyes adjusted, I could just barely make out the silhouette of DeMonte standing in the back with his crutches. And she said it took him an eternity to walk up to the front of that room. Baby steps, one at a time. She said he could have heard a pin drop. When he gets to the front of the room, he turns around to face this very unlikely now family of his. And he can only make 3 words come out of his mouth. And he says, I'm still here. I'm still here. And when Angela told me that story, she was crying, I was bawling. I grabbed the nearest pen and a piece of paper I could find in my purse, and I just wrote those 3 words down. I'm still here. That is the song that Catherine was referring to when the beautiful blog was read earlier tonight, when she came to hear Jen Hatmaker and I in concert. When I asked the room to stand, he needed somebody to say, I'm still here. He needs someone to hold your hand, put their arm around you, and tell you that they're fighting with you or for you. Those were her people. They're here tonight that circled around her. You all did that for her. Fought with her bravely. Those are important 3 words. We need to say them to each other when we feel despair. I'm still here. I'm still fighting. I'm not done. We say it to ourselves. We say it to our friends, to our family. We say it to the enemy. Not today, Satan. I'm still here. I'm still doing this. So I wrote this song for DeMonte, but tonight it is undeniably for the beautiful Catherine. They told me I'll never get to tell my story. Too many bullet holes. It would take a miracle. These voices inside my head like poison, trying to steal my hope, silencing my soul. But my story is only now beginning. Don't try to write my ending. many years ago. I was touring, making music, recording, performing, and I was miserable. It was at the very height of my career with all the radio hits and the sales and the awards and everything, and I was just miserable, personally. And I knew I had to stop. I didn't slow down and pull back and phase out. Like, I just called my manager one day and said, I have to stay home. My marriage is on life support. I was missing the earliest years of my son's life at the time. And I just said, I'll let you know if and when I'm ready to make this again, but I'm done. And I felt truthfully like God had given me permission to start over. And during that season, I wrote a lot of songs for other people. It was great because I got to still tuck my kids in every night. I didn't have to get on an airplane or a tour bus, but I got to still be creative and to flex that writing muscle, write for other people. So I worked on a project called The Story during that season. And really what it was it was a collection of songs, like 19 songs I think total, that I wrote with another guy. I wrote the lyrics and he did the music. And we took each song, we talked about one of the men and women in Scripture, so the iconic Bible characters that you grew up learning about in Sunday school. And we wrote songs for each of them in the first person. So they were really, it sent us back to our Bibles with just brand new eyes. And we're hearing like from the heart of Moses and walking in the footsteps of David and what must have been like to really feel the insecurities and the fear of Esther. And it was wonderful. And these characters just came alive for me. And then I wrote a book about it after all that called Love Story, which gets a little bit deeper into all the characters. Anyway, worked on it for 18 months. It was a labor of love, lots of blood, sweat, and tears. Probably the thing I'm the most proud of creatively that I've ever done in my career. And it sold like 7 copies. That's just how it goes sometimes with things that are deeply meaningful. They're not always commercially successful. So my manager called, much to my surprise, and said, this is weird, but the Story Project is nominated for a Dove Award, which is kind of like a Christian Grammy. I was like, that is weird, but that's awesome. And so he said, I know you can't come to the award ceremony, I'll call you and let you know what happens. Weeks go by, the award ceremony happens. He calls again, he goes, more weird things. The Story won a Dove Award in its category, and congratulations. I was like, that's amazing. So he said, I'll put your Dove Award, your statue of a bronze dove, in a FedEx box, and you'll have it on Monday, which was a little anticlimactic, but I was like, okay. So Monday comes, doorbell rings. I'm positive that it's the FedEx guy, and I go to open it, and standing instead is our little neighbor boy, Austin, about 10 at the time. And he's holding what looks like it used to be a Dove Award, but it's been like mangled and chewed by like a wildebeest. And in the other hand, he's holding the FedEx box, which is just shredded beyond recognition. And Austin, bless his heart, we were brand new to Oklahoma. We just moved from Dallas, so big city to small town to me. And Austin's family had just moved like from a farm in the middle of somewhere else in Oklahoma to Tulsa, which was a big city for them. So Austin was country with a K, country. He was a cross between like Puck Finn and Pigpen. Like just all boy. Rarely had a shirt on. Not hygiene, not a real priority for them. It was just, and I loved it because my son was a city kid, and he taught my son hard stuff, holding fishing pole, shoot a BB gun, and all the boy stuff. And there's little Austin holding my mangled Award, and he says to me, Miss McCowell, is this yours? And I said, yes, I believe it probably is mine. Where did you find it? What happened? He said, well, I found it down by the creek. I think some bird got a hold of it. And it looks kind of fancy, and you're pretty fancy, so I figured it's probably yours. And I said, well, thank you, buddy. Thank you for delivering it. I appreciate that. And I went to close the door. He kind of put his hand out, stopped me, and we were closing it, and he said, pardon me, ma'am. Mr. Cole, what is that? What is that? And at this point, I'm like, this is basically my acceptance speech. deserve this award, it's the dove, this is the award. Okay. So, you wrote some fancy songs, and then these people just gave you the bird. So I called the Delaware people, told them my sad story, and they were more than happy to offer to send me a brand new shiny one. And then I thought better of it. I was like, you know what? I need to keep this one. I need to have this one on my mantle in my office, reminding me day in and day out of what does not matter. And it is this. The awards, the recognition, the pats on the back, the accolades, all the ways in which in my industry we measure our success. We've all got them. We've all got things on our mantle, emotionally in our lives that we're sort of displaying for other people. But tonight was very much about honoring someone who knew better, who knew what her fingerprints would look like after she was gone. And that's why she touched so many of you and left those fingerprints. Who knew what it meant to invest in her family, in her community, in her church, in small, quiet, anonymous, sometimes ways. She knew that she was building brick by brick by brick a beautiful legacy that we can all learn from after she's gone. Don't mind if you got something nice to say about me. I enjoy an accolade like the rest. You can take my picture and hang it in a gallery with all the who's who's, so-and-so's who used to be the best at such and such. But it wouldn't matter much.
I think everybody in this entire place is just completely speechless. And all I can say is this was heaven sent. So everything leading up to this moment and this night was given to us by God. So I can say. I think this is beyond anything that any of us ever thought. And I think Brian, Adam, Tom, Barb, John, Kate, I just think this is the most special night. Thank you. Thank you, Lord bless. I think we can all just feel Catherine with us tonight. Just feeling blessed. Thank you, everybody. Another thank you to a few. Lindy, where are you? Where did you end up? Lindy, thank you so much for reaching out, putting this out there to God to make this happen. Just beautiful sentiment. I think Jared Davis for the amazing acoustics. And thank you to whoever moved this piano from the church to here. I mean, who knew the piano would be amazing? And to the friends and family that helped and came last night and put this together. Debbie Rowe for the sunflowers from your field, the desserts, everybody who helped hang these signs and make this so perfect. To honor our friend. That's it. Please stay and take some desserts. The blog books, they're too important not to share and have. Please, we have plenty. Nicole's books are up here. If you want to take one with you, $15 for the books. I will absolutely be having that CD in my car. And what a beautiful last night. Thanks everybody for coming.